Hello! In order to work in Canada, you must first be extremely well prepared and accumulate the proper documentation in order to provide to your prospect employer. There are several steps that you must take as well as documents that you must provide before working in Canada. In this video, I will explain what is required from you before working in Canada, such as getting your credentials assessed accordingly, assessing your language ability, finding a job in Canada, and lastly, how to get a social insurance number. Depending on how you intend on coming to Canada, you must first get your education, work experience, as well as professional credentials assessed. This must be done if you are coming to Canada as a federal skilled worker under express entry or coming to work in Canada for a specific skill or trade. The reasoning for the credentials being assessed is so that the immigration officer can see if your credentials are equated to a Canadian standard. Keep in mind you can do the credential assessment process prior to your arrival in Canada. However, this process does take some time and does come at a cost. In most cases, you can get an educational credential assessment, better known as an ECA, in order to assess your completed international educational credentials. An ECA tool is used to verify that your diploma, degree, or certificate or any other educational certification is valid and does equate to a completed credential in Canadian standard. In other cases, you may have to provide a license, certificate, or business registration in order to prove your work experience. It is important to assess your language ability. In Canada, the two official languages are English and French. As a result, it is extremely vital for you to know and understand at least one of these languages. This is especially the case for English, as English is one of the most common languages in all provinces and territories. Factors that are heavily influenced by language are obtaining a job, attending school, accessing services, helping your children with schoolwork, meeting and socializing with people, and last but most importantly, gaining your Canadian citizenship. If by chance you are unable to speak one of Canada's official languages, it is highly recommended that you take a language class or course in order to improve your language ability. In many cases, you may be asked to prove your language ability skills by taking a language proficiency test or receiving a language proficiency certificate. This is usually done to prove your ability in English or French when applying for a recognized job in Canada. There are three widely recognized English language tests and certificates, which are International English Language Testing System, better known as IELTS, Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program, better known as CELPIP, Test of English as a Foreign Language. Before applying for a job in Canada, it is highly advisable as well as very beneficial for you to go on forums to help you with your resume, looking for jobs, and more. For instance, for resources and information when looking for a job, you may want to contact an immigration serving organization that can help you with job search training sessions, resume writing workshops, and more. Once you have completed and perfected your resume and have researched what is needed before finding a job in Canada, you may want to go on certain job websites to see if you can find the job that you are looking for. Another extremely useful website is the Job Bank of Canada, which is run by the Government of Canada. It is a prominent source for job information as well as labor market information. Similarly, Service Canada also has important information on how to search and apply for certain jobs. Prior to beginning your work in Canada, you must first get a social insurance number. A SIN, which is a social insurance number, is a 9-digit number that allows you to benefit from government services as well as benefits. In order to get a SIN, you can apply through mail or you can go to a Service Canada Centre and apply in person. You must provide original identity documents such as a birth certificate or your passport. If you are a Canadian not by birth or a permanent resident of Canada, you must also provide your Canadian citizenship certificate or your permanent resident card. If you wish to work in Canada and you are a foreign national, we can definitely help you out with the process. Here at Akrami & Associates, we have dealt with many different immigration matters. We have helped many of our clients come to Canada to work as well as gain lawful employment. If you want to work in Canada, definitely contact us. With Akrami & Associates, there's always a way.